Science is opening up to love at last. Can you imagine that the science that we've learnt all those decades at school and beyond has been so materialistic? It's been teaching that life is made out of matter and life emerges from lumps of matter that are randomly flying around in space and time. And out of this randomness is supposed to emerge order. But the new science is showing something totally different. And the Nobel Prize for Physics in 2022 went to three amazing physicists, Clauser, Aspect, and Zeilinger, have been given a Nobel Prize for showing that at a very deep level, deeper than particles and waves and so on, there is a movement going on that gets entangled beyond space and time as we know it. So remotely, there are interactions going on. And that, to me, sounds like what love is. Love is one of these remote senses of connections between people. And now science is saying, deeper than matter, deeper than the material world that we know, there is indeed a connection going on where one influences another at a distance. Now that is actually quite mega. Because we're getting close into saying that science, the new science, the really depth science of what's behind matter, is now showing that there are movements that can act also between people. Yeah, people at a distance could genuinely be at a heart level, not just the thoughts buzzing around in your head, but at a deep heart level where you're moved in your inner sense by values, by the emotions, by the connections that you have. That is actually connecting into something at this very deep, call it quantum entanglement level. It's called the entanglement of changes at a very deep level beyond space and time. Entanglement has the same sort of quality as love, that there's a responsiveness, a mutuality, an understanding going on between people. And they're also now beginning to recognize that is happening even in material systems. There is some sort of interaction going on. And believe it or not, that interaction is now being used in what's called quantum computers. They're discovering that at this very deep level, where all these changes are on the go, there is a logical communication going on that you can feed in one set of data and out come solutions to problems at the other end. That's like a process of interaction and mixing. We're looking at relationality here at a very profound level. And this is really new because so many people, when they think of science, they think that it's just the measurable, it's produced technology, it's vastly improved quality of life in many areas through having energy, but unfortunately, it's now beginning to corrupt into extremely powerful methods of warfare as well, and the inability to supply people's needs and wants on the scale of population growth on this land, on this planet. So the idea that there is a community that is maybe responsibly interacting with each other at a deep level, and that matter is doing the same, the two can come together. There may be some hope in here that people are going to start exploring how to relate in more constructive ways, not just imagining it doesn't matter. We're not just observers of it. We're not just distant from what's happening over there. At a heart level, we really can connect in and be at peace in the way we contribute a sense of perhaps blessing to other people, wishing well on other people, not just trying to bring destruction or put up barriers or protect our own physical world. There are things happening at this really deep level. Now, here is an image of this sort of relationship. It looks like an infinity sign, but it's got a slight variant on it. At each end of the loop of an infinity sign, it's twisted in. So there's an internal process going on of two halves that are meeting in the middle, the relatedness, the connection. And this is what is meant at a quantum level. That is a picture of entanglement. At a human level, that is a picture of love between two people, of connection, mutual responsiveness. And we're beginning to find this parallel that science is beginning to open up to the fact that there is perhaps some concept of universal love underneath this, which maybe comes out into the dynamics between individual people as well, or between groups of people. But this diagram shows mutual movement backwards and forwards, one to the other. It's a communication system. Even in physical matter, the entanglement of quantum dynamics at a very deep level, deeper than all the particles of this world that we see, there is this movement going on, this entanglement, this connection. And that is actually generating a sense of unity that holds everything together. And we might be aware of tensions and conflicts and things that seem to break up and fall apart in this world, but actually there is healing as well. And this is the level at which now there's this beginning to come together between the physical sciences, looking at the actual processes that could be used in technology, but also the humanity of it, that actually there might be the dawn of a new era in which science and humanity can actually come more closely entwined in the way we make decisions. So this is an impact from the 2022 Nobel Prize for Physics, awarded to 3 scientists who've proven that there is this entanglement between very deep levels. And that sense of entanglement is also reflected, this is not the physics work, this is other work, that this sense of entanglement is also reflected, scaled up into the way human beings, embodied human beings, are able to love each other and connect together and respond with mutuality. Is it beyond reason to actually see that science and love might be opening up together? Well, we'll see where all this goes.